Yes, dude, for real. I have like a whole notebook of notes about like, yeah, next year and things this year, and like, it's just really good, like, journey, not destination, you know what I mean? Like what Lamont and I were discussing the other day, right? Like, destination is I want to make money, but like, I just want to be on the journey to get there, which is pretty cool. Have you guys got your notepads? Because we're going to practice like some of these lines again together. Something I really want us to practice, I'm going to try using this one out today, is just kind of like how to break ice and set the hook really early and set it naturally. How many people are kind of getting door slams at the moment? Yeah, it's pretty normal. I like doing like what Mike does to kind of like act confused and then like disrupt him and then set a hook. So like if I can show you with Keith here, you know, I watched this guy, I forget what his name was, like Elliot. Not Elliot, it was a different guy. Anyway, but like if you knock the door, you kind of like doing whatever, be disarming, play with your watch, looking around, looking at the gutters.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm really sorry that I'm late. I actually was just working with, I'd hoped to catch you guys earlier, but you're really, really busy. I was working with Miss Mary just right next door, and she sent me over here to catch you. You must be the boss, Keith, right?
Are you waiting?
Yeah, so Miss Mary sent me over here. Again, I apologize, I'm a little bit late. I meant to catch you guys earlier because she mentioned you guys were the teacher, right? Gotcha, yeah. So we're doing a bit of an advertising program, and Miss Mary thought it might be a great fit for your home. We're paying some homeowners to advertise for us. A little bit hot. Do you mind if I step in the shade here just with you real quick? Like, I transitioned that quick doing that because, like I just mentioned, like totally disarmed it. So that's something like you can just do, like where you're directly referencing the neighbors, and like I can't emphasize how important it is. Like to yesterday, I was struggling because I was moving around so much and I couldn't like get my teeth sunk into a neighborhood. But if you can build up enough questions, and like Carl was talking about, make every door a win, okay? So like when you go up to that door is the springboard for you to get your next sale, right? So say for example, like I'm trying to sell Keith, okay? And I knock on Grady's door. Grady comes out, and I'm not gonna sell him, but Grady, come out.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, hey, how's it going? You're super busy, kind of hard to catch. I'm Nate. I've been hoping to catch you. It was Grady, right?
Yeah.
Okay, super awesome.
How do you know my name?
I've just been working with some of the neighbors out here. I'm in charge of the ADT for the neighborhood, and we're doing a bit of an advertising program out here, just working directly with the homes to do word of mouth. I realized I was kind of, I'm Nate, you're Grady. What does he do for work, Mr. Grady? You're pretty busy.
Yeah, I own a charter business.
Oh, okay, awesome. Then I'll go into pitching him and kind of mention the charter. He's probably out on the water, cameras, this kind of stuff. Now, he's like, give me an objection that, like, you know, give me something.
Yeah, man, I don't think I'll need this, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You're always here.
Oh, cool, yeah. And I'll try and work through it, you know. Yeah, most people don't think they need it until something happens, of course. You seem like a pretty proactive guy. I'm sure that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, look, if this isn't for you, Mr. Grady, maybe you could still help me out. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. If you were to point me in the right direction of some homeowners, where would you point me? And then I'll shut up.
Yeah, you can go try across the street at Lamont's house.
Okay, yeah. And just so I'm going over there so it's not too weird, when I go over to chat with Lamont, like, has he been on the charter business or what does he do for work?
I think he owns a construction business.
Oh, super see. You've obviously been out in the area for a little while then, huh?
Yeah.
What are the main things you've seen changing out here?
Just, you know, a lot of new people moving in.
Okay, yeah.
Younger crowd.
I love working with the new move-ins. Would you be able to help me out, point me in the right direction?
Yeah, a few houses down at, I think his name's Robbie.
On the corner up there?
Yeah,
with the white car?
Yeah, the pink door.
Got it. Okay, yeah. And like we do referral bonuses as well. So like, you know, if you can help me out with any friends or family, like I'm more than happy to leave my number. And then like I'll just sort of ask him like, you know, what would be one reason you think like some of the neighbors out here should get it? And what's one reason holding you back? Like it's like a Hail Mary. Like I'm just really trying to like sink my teeth back in. So like get all my information, get my water bottle, and then I'll try one more time before I leave. Like yeah, like why do you think ADT sent me out here? What would be a good reason that you think the neighbors should get it?
I guess because all like the cars being broken into.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how would you feel taking a step to proactively prevent that from happening at your house.
Yeah, man, I don't need it. Like I said, the wife's always here.
Okay, well, look, hey, I appreciate your time anyway, Mr. Grady, and thanks for pointing me. And like, I'll just try, like, one last time. You know, if he's gonna give it to me, I'm not gonna like flog a dead horse, but I want to. And seriously, like, you guys heard that one? The horse is dead. You're flogging it. Doesn't do anything.
Feeding a dead horse.
Yeah, flog a dead horse.
What's flog mean? Like whip.
Like a whip. Like on the horse. Like,
Flog, that's like
All about God.
or like maybe on the back. Like that's how you do it with a horse. You like that. Anyway, flog the dead horse. So like when I'm with Brady, like I think this is kind of what we're doing. We're like, oh hey ABT, blah 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 blah. We do a really good pitch, and then sometimes they're not interested, which is fine. And then we kind of just like leave the door and move on to the next. But like that person can be the person that gives you the name drop so that you can use a disruptive line like, oh hey, I'm sorry I'm late. Or like, and it gives them a sense of like, okay, I've given you the power very briefly, but it disrupts them, and then you can do all the name drops, and then I now firmly have the power. But like you've listened to me because I've disrupted you, like, you know, or whatever. You can just be like, oh, awesome! I'm so glad to catch you. And it's like a huge burst of energy right at the start. And like, huh? Like, what is this kid talking about?
sorry,
You know?
I'm late.
Yeah, dude, that's a great one. Like, honestly, it works good. Like, you're like, oh man, yeah, I was trying to catch you guys earlier. I'm sorry I'm late. And then they're like, what? Late for what? What are you talking about? And it's like, well, I've been hoping to catch you because I was working with your neighbors, blah, blah, blah. That's what they really liked. And the reason they sent me here is because you run the fishing charter business. Now, if I had chatted with Keith and then swapped that around, and I was pitching Grady with all that information, there's a much higher chance that I would have sold it. But now he's told me about Lamont, and you like need to write this stuff down. Like write down. Like yesterday, I was getting a lot of traction because I had just like memorized the street, even though I was only there for like an hour or two. And I met like the town mayor, the police officer, the whatever. And my interactions are getting like a lot longer. It's like, oh, you probably know like Major Ronnie here. It's like half the houses in this small town, blah blah blah. And they're like, oh yeah, no, he's a cool guy, blah, blah, blah. And so it enabled me to kind of break ice. Whereas when I first started the day, like, man, we don't need your shit around here. Like slam the door. And I was like, damn, like I need to get a foot in the door. It was like a small town, 600 people. I was like, okay, how the heck do I do this? Like, what are we doing? So what I found is like, if you can really see that part of the job is street sheeting and learning stuff from the neighbors, then you'll do it. Like we say the lines, work the hours, and stay in your area. Part of the job with staying in your area, the reason we want you to stay in the area is to learn the neighborhood. And so if you can do that, it will like promote success in a way that you haven't seen, instead of like speed gunning a bunch of doors. That isn't gonna get you much success. So when I'm doing a pitch, like say for example, like I had Grady there, if Keith comes up and he's a neighbor, and I knocked on Keith's door now, I want to do something to disrupt him. Man, it is stinking sweaty out here, man.
Oh man, I feel you.
Oh, are you from Kansas City originally? Is it always this hot this time of year?
I'm actually from down south, so it's
Oh.
way more humid.
Oh, that's where my wife's from. Whereabouts down south are you from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Very cool. Well, hey, look, I don't want to keep you too long. You're a pretty busy guy. I've been trying to catch you a little bit over the day. The neighbors kind of said you're one of the guys that's been out here for quite a while. I guess you moved up from New Orleans a while ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Oh, amazing. What brought you up this way?
Too many hurricanes down
Too
there.
many hurricanes. I've never been through one. Have you lived through one before?
Oh, definitely.
Pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
Katrina?
Yeah, it's like big whole flooded the whole thing, and you guys didn't have power for ages, right?
That's what wiped us off.
Got it. Yeah, and around here, like a lot of neighbors have been liking what we're doing because of the recent power outage. I'm sure you know all about that. What I have been doing, Miss Mary sent me up here to chat. You're Keith, right? Cool. I'm Nate.
All right.
And then I'm going straight into it, and I like use whatever he's talking about to feed it into the alarm system. Oh, power outage or whatever. Oh, you work for a baseball team. Oh, well, how do most of the baseball games get their customers? Oh, word of mouth. Everyone knows the Royals. Everyone talks about it. They have the flags out. Oh, yeah, because everyone sees the Royals flags. Yeah, we want the same thing with ADT. Like, whatever. It doesn't freaking matter. Like, whatever they say, like, you need to link it in and, like, use the neighbors to do that. And so I just want you guys to see, like, that's a very crucial part of the job. And I think that as we go through the summer, we're just, like, hoping that our pitches stick. But if we're not including neighborhood crime or stuff about the neighborhood, like another one I like to use, like if you can knock on the door It's like, yeah, hey, we're just working with a select number of homes that qualify here up on Walnut, just because of all the craziness off of Oak. I know a lot of people have just been calling because of the apartments up on Port Arthur up there. Have you guys kind of been hearing about that on the neighborhood page? Like, I've just used 3 streets, and then like when I use a neighborhood drop, like, oh yeah, I'm sure you know Miss Mary. She's like the 3rd house on the end from like Walnut, like with the white truck. Oh no, I haven't met her, but like at least they know I'm not bullshitting about like some fake neighbor. You know what I mean? Like I've referenced like seriously. Hey, I'm sure you know Miss Mary. She's the super sweet little lady. Just off the end off of, oh man, it's been a hot day. Like I'll just like pretend to take a bit of sales pressure off. I'm like, oh man, it's been a hot day. Oh that's right, just off of Walnut. Has your day been as long as mine? Have you had a long day today, Keith?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, totally. What is it you do for work?
I'm a teacher.
Nice. How do you like it?
It gets the job done.
Absolutely. My mom's a teacher, so yeah, she's always bringing work home, and it's a tough job, so I respect what you do. Yeah, kind of tough in different ways. For me, I'm like out here sweating, but for you, like you got to deal with all the kids. Yeah, totally. And while you are at school with the kids, we want to give you a lot of peace of mind. What I am doing with the neighbors, and then I'll bring it back in, you know? And so if you guys can do that with your pitches, like I've noticed when I sell a lot more, like I'm just having a conversation and ebbing and flowing. And so people will shut down because over the summer they've heard 1,000,001 sales pitches. But what we want to do is disrupt them at the start and then really try and make it feel like, hey, like I'll even say sometimes like, hey, I'm in charge of all of the ADT out here with the neighbors. And then they'll listen to me. Well, they won't, I don't care. But I want to make it a win, either way. So if they don't listen to me, like, I don't care. Like, they'll say, oh yeah, man, I'm not interested. Hey, that's totally fine. Maybe you can still help me out. My job's a little bit different. I haven't chosen you for the program yet, but you could maybe help me out in the right direction. And then I'll kind of like slide up next to him, like turn my back to him and start like pointing around. And sometimes like, oh man, like I don't know any of my neighbors. And like, I'll just call BS. I'm like, man, you've been out here 30 years. Come on, man. Like, my job really is to help your neighbors. And we obviously want to protect the neighborhood as things change out here. And if he's like, not giving me anything, I'm like, hey, look, no worries, Mike, take it easy. And I'm just gone. And it's like, I'm not going to sit there and like, again, flog a dead horse. Like, there's no point. So like, I'll try and get what I can get. And hey, no worries, man. See ya. Boom. And I'm gone. Like, I don't care. So get your win out of the door and then set yourself up for success in the next door. It's like, okay, I got my teeth kicked on that door. Maybe like I go to the next door.
And I always get his name just to, I'm like, hey, I'll just mark you up. What was your name again?
Yeah, that's my name.
And then now I know his name when I go talk to the neighbor, even if it's a not international or whatever.
Hey, that's fine, man. I'll just mark your name off my list.
Yeah, I'll mark you up so I'm not bugging you. What was your name again? Okay, sweet. Hey, I was just working with the neighbor Nate.
Mark Winslow.
I just have to say his name. Even if it has nothing to do with anything, like, hey, how's it going? You probably saw me over at your neighbor's Nate's house. We're just working with a couple of neighbors. Even if I didn't get anything off of him, I got his name and I used it, and it localized myself to the neighborhood. Like, how does he know him? And it just gives me an opportunity to get to listen to a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll do something similar. Like, hey, I'll be like, oh yeah, I was kind of rude. I actually didn't catch your name. I was Nate. You were. Okay, hey, well look, Mr. Steven, you enjoy the rest of your day, okay? God bless. And then I've got his name, so
even if I was neighbor, he has like the same truck or whatever, then I'll go over to Zach, hey, what's going on? You got the same truck as Nate, man? You guys ever race him or anything like that? Something like stupid, right? But even if I didn't sell him, that made way more sense. It was a way better icebreaker than, hey, I'm trying to catch you, whatever, if I can actually get a name. So I try and get a name off everybody.
And what Kyle's doing, like, which is stupid money, is like using the neighbors' stories to make your pitch. So like using the neighbors' experiences, using the neighbors' stories, and that's where asking the right questions is going to give you the right information. So like, if I was with Grady, he's like, oh yeah, I do a charter business, my wife is home, I don't need it, okay? Right. Oh yeah, well, if you don't mind me asking, like you seem like one of the more security-minded guys out here, Grady. If this isn't for you, totally fine. Why did you end up getting the Ring doorbell camera? And then I'll listen. And like, yeah, like, packages, or my wife feeling safe. Now I can genuinely, without bullshitting, like go to the next store and be like, yeah, like Mr. Grady, super cool guy. His wife was home alone, so the cameras actually brought her a lot of peace of mind, is what he was telling me. And then like if they talk or go in the neighborhood watch face, like he can, like I genuinely had that conversation with him. And so like, it's just like before you leave, even if you're not going to sell that person, like you're going to be out in the heat walking to the next door anyway. So spend an extra 90 seconds like getting the information that is gonna lead you to a win. And like you can phrase it like, yeah, hey, that's totally fine if it's not for you. Obviously I am taking care of like some of the neighbors out here, make the neighborhood a little safer. What was the main reason you guys ended up doing X? Or what do you think the great benefit in this neighborhood would be for Y? And just ask an open-ended question and see what they say. And you can use that in your pitch. Yeah, Kyle.
I think something that's really important too is, like, I was closing a customer Tuesday, and the deal that I got, like, they had told me no, think about it, this and that, like just getting over objection. And then at one point during it, she had stopped me. She's like, you know, like I can tell. She's like, I can tell you actually like care. Like she was like, you like I can tell you like believe in the product. Like why is that? And I was basically told her like, well I know like that it can help people and it can save lives. And I think it's super important that you actually like believe in what we're doing, and when you speak with conviction, people can, one, they feel that, and then two, that energy transfers over to the customer. Like, she's like, yeah, you're like super persistent, and like by the end of it, she was like thanking me for getting her set up and like getting her installed, because she's a single mom with 2 kids, so it's like, you know, at the end of the day, when you believe in the product, one, it makes the job a lot easier, 2, like, the conviction transfers over, the energy of that transfers over to the customer, and it's okay to be pushy if it's a life or death situation. So it's like, it's okay to keep pushing and be persistent when it's like a situation about life or death. And obviously, like, not saying that it always is, but it potentially could be. So it's like, it's okay to be pushy with people and like be persistent.
Like here's the thing, like if you guys aren't pushy, like I had this lady where like I sort of made her the lay down, and then for whatever reason she thought that my number was my boss's number. I don't know. And she was texting me about me. It's kind of weird. It's a weird third-party experience. And she was like, yeah, like Nate, this, that, the other, was pushy, blah, blah, blah. And like I was there, I knew exactly what I said. And she was like, she had taken me to her neighbors and like knocked the neighbor's door with me because she liked what I was doing. And so like, it doesn't matter how little pushy you are, how this pushy you are, blah, blah, blah. Like the main thing is that you help these people because you're not going to see them again. And so like you can be the nicest, like people are still going to just, if they want to think something about you, they're going to think that about you. It doesn't matter. But what you can do is actually like persist and push through and help that person. Because that is going to make the biggest difference. Obviously, it helps you and your family out because you're getting paid, but it helps them and their family out because they're preventing statistically like something terrible happening in their house.
You're 10 times less likely to have a break-in if you have an alarm period.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
And yeah, that's something. I mean, Nate's going to show some videos, but yeah, go online, go watch testimonials, like build that belief in yourself, because customers have spidey sense. Like people have an innate sense to know where that's coming from. If they feel like that place is that's coming from a place of this kid's just trying to get in my pocket and make money, they're going to shut down. If they can feel it's coming from a place of true belief and conviction, they're going to open up to it. The words probably are the same words if you wrote them down, but it's how you made them feel, right? And a lot of that's just nonverbal and just in that conviction. And yeah, as human beings, we have that sense to tell whether or not people are being genuine. So if you're being genuine about it, right? It's like, you know, if Sebastian was walking and he had a blindfold on, about to walk off a cliff, would you tackle him?
Oh,
Yeah, it wouldn't be very nice. He would get up and be like, why the hell did you tackle me, right? But he didn't know he was about to walk off that cliff, right? So like, the way that you do it might be abrupt sometimes, but you're doing it to help prevent something worse that could happen. And when people, sometimes it shakes people up a little bit, like, well, why is this guy being pushed? And then once they start to actually think about it, then they open up and then they thank you for it. I've had so many customers that like, yeah, like, oh, I don't like pushy salesmen or whatever, but you keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. And then at the end of it, they're happy. They thank you that you were the one that convinced them to do it.
The average,
you served them by doing that.
There's a 1 in 36 chance in America that a given home will have a break-in in its lifetime. That is extremely high. That is an extremely high number. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But do what Cooper's done. Who knew that in here? None of us knew that, right? So get online and like read about this stuff. Read the statistics, right? Get on AT's website, watch some testimonials.
There is way more crap happening than people tell us. Like they're very tight-lipped about it, but there is so much crime everywhere in America. It's ridiculous.
Well, and then pulls this up real quick too. I want to go over the can we pay questions. These are the ones that I like to use the most, and just make it simple for you guys. And I do think it helps prevent a lot of the objections. I used it yesterday, a person that probably wasn't normally going to buy it, but that's why they canceled probably. But this process, like, it forced them to sell themselves on it. So before you drop the price, Keith, you want to be my customer? So I haven't got price yet. So you can use this as a pullback when they ask how much is the price and everything like that. Like, yeah, what we do is we qualify the home. We obviously have to make sure it's a good investment on our part. So we just have a couple questions called can we pay questions. If you answer all the questions how we like, then I show you a way we can get it all paid for. Okay. And then I can show you real quick. We'll show you how the system works. You didn't even take off my shoes. Boom, inside, whatever. Okay, so I'm sitting down. Before I get to my price drop, I'll be like, yeah. So like I said, Keith, I know you're asking about the price. It's actually the best part. My boss does require me to ask you a couple questions first, though, just to make sure it's a good investment on our end, right? First question we have for you is, are you the homeowner here, Keith?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then he's just qualifying himself, and he's making it earn it. Okay, perfect. And how many years have you lived here?
7.
Awesome. Okay. Keith, do you have any problem keeping a sign out for us?
No, man.
Okay. And we just want to prevent people from doing this just because all the equipment's free. We want to give it to people who are actually serious about security, because that's what's going to help us get advertising in the neighborhood. If you have your priorities listed out, would you say security of your home and family is your top priority, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Awesome, awesome. Perfect. And are you the kind of person where if you like something, you'll tell people about it? Like if you had like a product or service that you're satisfied with, you'd tell your friend, tell your neighbor about it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool deal. And then what are 3 things about this system that you like? Is it more protection for your home, like if there's a fire, if there's a break-in? Do you like the cameras? What are 3 things that you like about the system that we have built out for you?
So just knowing that my home will be protected 24/7.
Yeah.
If I'm not
When you're
watching
not.
my phone or anything.
Right? Because you're working a lot, I'm assuming?
Yeah, my
So
wife-
it's more for like when your family's here and stuff like that?
home by herself. She's
Okay.
had trouble in the past.
Wife home? Okay. So you think it would help with her peace of mind?
Yeah, definitely.
What else would you say that you like about it? What do you like about the cameras the most, would you say?
Yeah, 24/7 recording.
Okay.
I'll always be able to look at the house.
Right. Have you had cameras in the past that weren't 24/7 or anything like that? Yeah.
Ring.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, so 24/7. Anything else, like protecting from the fire? Would you say these are kind of the main things for you?
Pretty much.
Cool, awesome. So yeah, Keith, you answered the questions just how we like. So you're basically a shoe-in for this program. I will be able to get all this equipment away for you guys. So all that's going to be free. All you're doing is keep it connected. You, like you said, you want to know that your home is safe. We dispatch it through a cell chip so that your system stays on even if the power's out. That's the only thing you're in charge of. It's $69.99 a month. We're going to take care of everything else for you because we're going to